Okay, everybody, so in today's society, everyone has to work two jobs in order to get by, and I find that completely fair, and it's a good way to get some money sometimes. But I will say is that there's a lot of people who claim to really hate it. But I will say, I'm one of the very few that actually don't mind working two jobs. I feel very fortunate I did not have to work three jobs, but I will say is that working two jobs has kind of honestly given me some sense of goal, Like, I really don't like working at my main job as much all the time. Like, it's just fast food, right? But I'm about to leave it very soon anyways. But I will say is that, like, at least it's giving me an honest paycheck. Like, it's better than being a bum or just being unemployed, just trying to steal from everybody or something. While hustle culture is really not a good thing to really brag about or to be optimistic about, but I will say is that it really depends on how you do it. Like, for me, I do consider my YouTube gig a second job now. Like, it's legitimately a nice source of income. Like, it's not the most money I've ever made in like a job or nothing, but it's actually way more money now as a second gig than I ever had as a second job in general. Like, when you're working two jobs, it's not about just like the money itself. That's where a lot of people kind of get it wrong. It's about the flexibility if you could find it within these two jobs, and that's also an issue that a lot of people don't seem to grasp as well. Like, when it comes to working shifts, like, you gotta find a job where you can kind of have that flexibility, be able to like take time off if needed without any question or saying. Because this next job at Amazon, where I will be going back to, one thing I will say I like is that there's a lot of flexibility, and I was really good at like not going under a certain UPT or having a lot of PTO saved up, because I did generally like to work at these jobs because I wanted that flexibility. If you use it the honest way, sometimes with these jobs that offer flexibility instead of abuse it really does benefit you in the long run. But I'll never forget when I was younger, when I was actually working two jobs, about 20 hours at one and about over 50 at the other, which was a ridiculous thing I did because I wanted money really bad, but I didn't know how to get it. And that was actually very horrible, super unhealthy, and I would not recommend it. It's not flexible either because you have to constantly show up for both of these. You can't just call in for all of them. Like, technically you could, but at the same time, you can't just like, keep that guarantee that you'll actually have that job back as a rehire if you need it. But another thing that a lot of people got to say too is that there's actually some people that still don't have to work two jobs to get by. Like, there's some people who can just work one and just be fine. It just really depends on the job and how much they pay. There's still some people who have some really good paying jobs. It just honestly depends what type of profession you're in. But I will say is that I technically don't even have to work two jobs for the most part. I just choose to because I want to be able to stack and try to be able to get where I need to be in life. Because right now, dude, I'm not where I need to be. Like, I'm not broke financially. Like, I could spend most things on wants if I needed on certain wants for like eating out and stuff, but I just choose not to, and I just do it every once in a while as a treat, but just not do it every single time I get it, because there's some people who cannot fucking control themselves in that department. But realistically, if you can find two jobs that gives you like some time to rest, I'd say go for it, bro, because it's very hard to find right now in today's economy. But you gotta be stubborn a little bit. Sometimes you gotta be willing to be fucking committed, but it's up there, it's out there somewhere. It's just, man, bro, it's just not easy. That's all I'm saying. But one thing I will say about my fast food job is that even though I give it a lot of shit sometimes, because sometimes it can be very hectic and toxic in certain departments, especially with higher ups, it's actually not one of the worst fast food places I've encountered, honestly. Like, I've encountered worse jobs on the temp agency at times than like this place. Like, I'll never forget like going outside, working at a baseball venue stadium, and then having the fucking person steal the manager's clipboard and shit. Like, man, it was a absolute disaster. And that's kind of what made me not want to come back and do that on some temp service jobs, because there's some temp jobs I've done on Insta work that's just not worth it. It's just not worth coming back to. But honestly, when I really get to that long point in my life where I can start finally working for myself on my passions and everything, is that I will be most likely working two jobs, but not through an actual job. It'd be for myself, but just through other things that's other than just YouTube, most likely. And I'm okay with that, because you know what? There's some cool events that you can work at on the temp agency on the side in case you need it, or you just want to, because why not, dude? Being proactive like that's kind of cool, because there's some times where I did work events and I actually just did it just for fun, just because I never done it before, and it actually did help me discover some places I never knew existed. Like, I'll be honest, dude, like Top Golf, if it weren't for the temp agency on the InstaWork app, I would have never known what Top Golf was, because I don't know why I didn't know what it was, but I guess I just never been there, and my family just never really talked about it, or no one really talked about it to me. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess I just didn't go out enough or something. But I do know there are some other people in their lives too that are also trying to strive to do better, and it's really hard to find that, because there's a lot of people who kind of already given up and they feel defeated, and I get that to an extent. Like, I can understand that feeling. But man, you just got to get back up sometimes. It's definitely not easy though. Realistically, it's not easy. But man, you just gotta be fucking going through trial and error. That's what it just feels like, you know. But there's a lot of people that may not want to do that. But one thing that sounds kind of goofy and funny is that at my fast food job, dude, like with all the free food I got at times before I decided to bring my lunch, that there was times where I just get bored and like, you know what? I just started making up a bunch of different things on the sandwiches. See what tastes good, see what don't. It's not because I'm going to buy it anyways, but fuck, dude, might as well try something new. And I got to say, dude, I did try the McDonald's chicken tenders thing they got there when they came out with them this year. And I will say, they're all right. They're not amazing. Like, I would not probably buy them, but like, you know, the fact that they even tried and they actually taste juicier than I thought they would be, because I thought they taste like more like dry, like the chicken McNuggets, that I was really impressed that like it actually tried a little bit and it actually didn't taste that bad, especially that new sauce, dude. That creamy chili sauce, bro, that shit kind of fire. But if you're looking for like a fast food chicken place that's not like KFC or something, dude, like I recommend trying out a place called Go Chicken Go. Like I don't know if it's like very local or very global, but if you guys heard of it or know about it, especially for all my Kansas City peeps and shit, that go ahead and check it out if you haven't tried it. It's actually pretty good, but I will say, just a heads up and warning, the prices are pretty fucking steep though, so be careful. Don't eat there all the time. Just every once in a while at most. Or at best. And another cool thing I did learn about like doing the gig app stuff I did that wasn't the temp service was I did go out and venture out some new different areas that was pretty cool. Like there was a small town on Amazon Flex that was out in a really small town in Kansas. I forgot what it was called, but it was a pretty little town. Like it was unfortunately the area what made me kind of stop doing it though, because I did back up my car in a steep ditch and it did flip on its side. Here's a picture to show what it kind of happened, which is insane. But yeah, that's what kind of happened and made me stop doing Amazon Flex, which kind of sucked balls because I enjoyed doing it. Maybe I could go back to it one day, but actually I'm kind of have the Amazon job now, so I don't think I could actually do it because for some reason the company has like this thing where you can't do both for some reason. Like they'll deactivate it temporarily or something. I guess it also depends if you work full time or not, but damn, bro, those packages sometimes be crazy, and the drive I had to do to get to that warehouse where I needed to be was also kind of insane too. But one thing I also will say that if it weren't for you guys on YouTube or just anyone that's like been really positive and nice to me in the comment section, or just people that are just willing to watch my stuff, I will say is that you guys are one of the reasons why I keep going too in terms of working these hustles at times, because it's nice. Like it's nice being able to sit down and be able to interact with the community on here, and this is probably the first channel I've ever made where I actually did interact with other bigger YouTubers, and it's so cool to actually interact with a nice little niche community, because for the longest time on my other channel I didn't really interact too much with another community, and it sucks sometimes because there's times I wanted to, but at the same time I had a hard time collabing with people because sometimes I feel like I wouldn't trust them in some ways. Now I kind of gotten over that. It just really depends on who you collab with. It's also getting really nice outside too, and I finally got my bike all aired up, and I'm really excited to start being able to ride my bike on my days off once I get this like new job, because those 3-day weekends, man, it's been a long time since I've had those. It's going to hit different when I finally get my first one, because it's summer. I'm also going to go swimming with my girlfriend, and we're going to do a bunch of fun shit too. It's going to be amazing. But anyways, everybody, that's all I got to say for today's video. If you guys are working 2 jobs, hang in there, guys. Like there's some people that don't like it, they just need it to get by, and I understand. But what I will say is that like if you can try to make something in your life a little bit easier, try to look for it. That's all I'm going to say. And definitely ask your people about knowledge about other things, because sometimes, dude, asking for help or just asking for certain knowledge that you may not even know has helped me a lot as well. Anyways, everybody, I'll see you on the next video, and y'all have a good one, so peace out.